Welcome back. I gotta put this out there in the ether again. All right, we have gone to a point where back then we could all agree to disagree with each other, and we could coexist with each other, right, without any conflict, right? We could value each other's opinion, right, and not have any conflict. We could respect each other because people have different opinion. Now these days in 2023, it comes to a point where we can't even disagree with each other, right? We can't even disagree with each other, right, without having conflict. All right, this is how bad the world's going right now. We're going down a downward spiral into the pit of despair right now, right? So it's hard to function. It's hard to get things done where conflict is just happening. People are building all this animosity against each other. We cannot get along. We start building resentment against each other. It's all about who's right, who's wrong, but nobody ever come together and try to find a solution for anything. And it's usually one side of the party that's neglecting the fact that we're in a downward spiral, right? It's usually that. Right, which in this case, I believe it's the Democratic Party, right? If you know me right now, I'm not affiliated with any party. Not a Republican. Not conservative. I'm leading conservative, but I'm an independent. All right, I said this so many times, right? But I remember growing up where we could disagree with each other and we don't have to chop each other's head off. Right? We could disagree with each other and we could live our life day by day, right? Like in sports, right? We don't have to like the same team, right? Me and my friends, we don't have to like the same sports team. But at the end of the day, we get along fine, right? Right? I could like some other sports team and he could like another sport team, but after the game is over, we could come together and we could function. We could coexist with each other. We could still be friends. Now when it comes to politics, right? I used to have a lot of Democratic friends. Republican friends, right? Conservative friends, liberal friends. Now it comes to a point where we can't even function with each other anymore. The things has totally changed, totally flip flopped it, and totally went off the rail, right? This is what I'm seeing. I don't know if you guys see the same thing, but it comes to a point where people aren't agreeing with each other no more, and or people disagree with each other, and we can't even function with each other. All right, this is a pattern of an unstable society right now. A society cannot stand if people just disagree with each other, divided, right? And it's mainly due to the reason of these Biden administrations, right? He said, right? Biden said he's a uniter. He wanted to unite, but as soon as he got in office, he's been dividing people, posing people against each other, saying white people are the problem, white supremacy is a problem, right? I don't see it that way. Right? How are you supposed to unite people when you segregate a section of people, regardless of their race or not, regardless if they're white or black? You cannot be a uniter. If anything, this administration is a divider, right? And he, ever since he got in office, is a key source of why people don't get along with each other anymore. Right? I'm not a fan of Biden. I wasn't even a fan of him before he got the presidency, right? But but I just want to digress on that. My point is that the society has changed so much, right, that people can't even coexist or function around each other anymore, right? It got to a point where people have to leave states, leave neighborhood, and leave friends. Now people don't even have the same friend anymore. Now people have to correlate with the same idea, or else they can't be friends. Right? If people all agree with each other on the same topic, how can there be a different point of view? In order to solve problem, you have to have different point of view. You cannot solve problem when you all have the same point of view, right? When everybody's all correct, that means you cannot solve anything, right? If everybody's all correct, that means they do the same thing over and over, and expect the same things to be correct, when in actuality it's failing right now. This is what happened. When people are in an echo, right? We need opposing views, so we have ideas. Other ideas, more ideas mean innovations. More ideas, right? Different perspective means a way to solve things differently, right? You can't always have the same ideas. You can't always have your ideas are the right ones, Right? Unfortunately, it's not like that anymore. Right? 2020, as soon as 2020 hits, it all went out the window. Right? And this they've been propagating this ever since what? The dawn of time, ever since politics happens. The Hegelian dialectic. They create the problem and set two opponents against each other. People need to think freely and not choose parties. Right? This is what people need to do. Politics is only there to divide people. Only there to segregate people. So some people are more loyal to a certain party than others, right? This is why I'm not loyal to no party. People should be independents. They should not be by any party at all. When was the last time that your party ever did anything for you or deliver anything? Deliver a promise, right? Rarely it ever happens, right? They want to say, "Oh, I'm a proud Democrat. I'm a proud Republican." Why? Why can't you just be your own person and think for yourself and start relying on these parties to help you, right? This is what leads to us not to agree with each other. This party, this ideology, this two party system is what's segregating people. It's what dividing people instead of uniting. Right? A house cannot stand if we're divided. We have to unite. Right? We could also agree to disagree. Right? And win our own merry ways. But no, people always want to be right all the time. Right? So, you know, this only what lead to disasters. Right? When people can't agree with each other and they can't stand with each other, it's only creating disastrous policies. And it's coming to fruition right now by real world events, what we're going through right now. Right? The thing that they're doing right now to divide us, to make us disagree with each other, right? We cannot coexist. We cannot function. Not only in politics, but in society as well, in relationship. Right? We even brought that into relationship. Now, this is the reason why relations aren't building right now. Right? A husband cannot be with your wife if the wife don't have the same opinion as you, or a husband cannot be with the wife if the husband has a different perspective. Back in the days, husband and wife have different perspective, and they're able to stay in a relationship, right? Not all couples have to agree with each other, but these days, it's either you agree with us or you're the enemy right now, right? So we cannot even agree to disagree with each other anymore. I have no problem with saying that. I have no problem to disagree with each other, but at the end of the day, I put all the personal thing behind me, and we can still be friends. But people don't want to be that. People think that just because I have a different opinion, suddenly I'm subhuman, right? Suddenly I'm not, up to their level, right? I don't agree with the Pride movement. Suddenly, if you don't agree with the Pride movement, you're an evil person, regardless of whoever you are. No, I don't agree with it because I don't believe it's the right thing to do, right? I just don't believe that that's the right way. And I believe in God, right? That means I believe that pride is a sin. That's why I don't advertise anybody to be prideful, extreme prideful, right? Being prideful can also lead to your destructions. Being prideful is like extreme narcissism. That's what it is, right? Like I said in my previous video, everybody is a little bit narcissistic, right? Everyone's a little bit narcissistic. Is when you take it to the extreme narcissism, right? That's when you have a problem, right? That's what you have when people are being too narcissistic, right? There's nothing wrong with being a little bit narcissistic because that's how we are. That's how we human. Human are naturally selfish creatures, but it will create a problem. It will be a problem if you go to the extreme with your narcissism, right? Thinking you're only right, thinking highly of yourself, being extremely prideful of yourself, right? People don't like another person when they're extremely prideful of themselves, right? That's a bragger. People that brag a lot about themselves, those are the very prideful people. Those are the very narcissistic people out there, right? So there's a thin line where you have to draw the line and not to be so prideful. It only leads to your destructions. It's the worst sin out there, according to the Bible, according to the Christian faith, right? It's the worst sin ever. Out of all the seven sins, pride is the worst one. Suddenly, when I say this, suddenly I'm labeled as a hateful person. No, I'm just following my own heart. I'm just following what I believe in. So, it's totally different. People cannot get along with each other no more, right? I hope things change, but it's not gonna change until people hit rock bottom. That's my point of view. But on that note, guys, let me know what you think. Can people agree to disagree, and still get along? Leave a comment below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll check you back with another video. On that note, guys, peace and blessings.